Let me take you back a few years, maybe even decades. I was sitting with one of my patients, Mr. Robert, 62 years old, a former engineer very disciplined with his diet. When I asked about his protein intake, he proudly said, "Doctor, I eat clean. No red meat, no processed food, and certainly no eggs. Cholesterol." I nodded, not because I agreed, but because I understood. For so long, people like Robert, people like you, were told that eggs are dangerous, ticking cholesterol bombs that clog arteries and increase heart attack risks. And I can't blame you. That's what the headlines screamed for decades. One egg a day can kill your heart. Remember those? But what if I told you that the science has changed? That what we once believed is no longer the full picture? What if I told you that avoiding eggs, especially as we age, might actually be doing more harm than good? Stay with me because what I'm about to share might just shift the way you see breakfast forever. Let's begin where the confusion started. Cholesterol. For decades, cholesterol was the villain. It was the molecule we were taught to fear. Headlines warned us, doctors cautioned us, and entire generations skipped egg yolks just to avoid what they believed was a shortcut to heart disease. But let me tell you something we've learned from decades of medical progress. The story was incomplete. Cholesterol, misunderstood, not malicious. Your body is a marvel of engineering, and like all good machines, it regulates itself. Cholesterol, contrary to the fear-based headlines of the 1980s and 90s, is not inherently bad. In fact, it's essential. Your body needs it to build cell membranes, produce hormones like estrogen and testosterone, and synthesize vitamin D. Your liver produces about 75 to 80% of the cholesterol circulating in your blood. Only the remaining 20 to 25% comes from food. That means the egg on your plate is responsible for just a fraction of your body's cholesterol. And here's the key point. When you eat more cholesterol, your liver compensates by producing less. This feedback loop keeps your levels balanced. So why did cholesterol get such a bad rap? Back in the 1960s, 1980s, observational studies started drawing connections between high blood cholesterol and heart disease. From there, people made the leap. If high cholesterol is bad and eggs have cholesterol, then eggs must be bad. Logical on the surface, but deeply flawed. The truth is that cholesterol in your blood is influenced far more by your genetics, overall diet, physical activity, stress levels, and smoking status than by eating eggs. Recent meta-analyses and cohort studies have proven this repeatedly. For instance, a 2020 study published in BMJ, British Medical Journal, reviewing data from over 1.5 million participants found no significant association between egg consumption and cardiovascular disease in the general population. A 2018 Harvard study following over 30 years of dietary patterns showed no link between eating up to one egg per day and increased risk of heart attack or stroke in healthy people. So let's be clear, in healthy individuals, eating eggs in moderation does not increase heart disease risk. Let's talk about eggs, nature's nutrient powerhouse. When I recommend eggs to my patients, I don't just see them as food. I see them as a toolkit for healthy aging. Let's break down what's inside a single large egg. 6 to 7 grams of complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids your body needs. Choline, critical for brain health, liver function, and the development of neurotransmitters. Older adults, especially postmenopausal women, are often deficient in choline. Lutein and zeaxanthin, carotenoids that help protect your eyes from age-related macular degeneration and cataracts. Vitamin D, naturally occurring in the yolk, helps calcium absorption and supports bone density. Vitamin B12, folate, selenium, and iron, all crucial for energy production, red blood cell formation, and immune function. Now, compare that to a piece of white toast or a sugary breakfast cereal. Which one do you think better supports your aging body? Eggs offer dense nutrition in a low-calorie package, about 70 to 80 calories each. For older adults struggling with decreased appetite, this is an efficient way to get more nutrients with less volume, and yet, many people over 50 are still hesitant. Why are we still afraid? I once had a 61-year-old patient, Mr. John, who proudly told me he hadn't eaten an egg yolk in 20 years. Only the white stock, he said. Gotta protect the ticker. But here's what was ironic. His blood tests showed low HDL, good cholesterol, borderline low vitamin D, and mild cognitive fog. He exercised, didn't smoke, but was still feeling run down. We reintroduced whole eggs, 1 per day for 3 months. The result? His HDL improved, Energy went up, and he reported better mental clarity. This isn't an isolated story. In clinical nutrition, we see it again and again. Cutting out entire foods based on outdated fear can do more harm than good. When we fear a food like eggs, we don't just lose cholesterol, we lose an entire package of nutrients vital to healthy aging. The real dietary threats. Here's what I tell my patients, especially those over 50. Don't fear the egg, fear the ultra-processed foods. High in trans fats, hydrogenated oils, added sugars, and artificial preservatives are far more damaging to your heart and metabolism than natural cholesterol ever was. Here are your real dietary enemies. Fried foods cooked in reused oil, sugar-laden snacks and beverages, white bread, processed meats, and fast food, packaged low-fat foods often loaded with hidden sugars. And lifestyle plays an even bigger role. Sedentary habits, chronic stress and lack of sleep, smoking and excessive alcohol, deficiencies in micronutrients from limited diets. You can't blame one food group, especially not one as nutritious as eggs, for what is really a complex web of modern lifestyle problems. What about diabetics and heart patients? Now, to be fair, not all eggs and cholesterol conversations are black and white. For people with diabetes, familial hypercholesterolemia, or advanced cardiovascular disease, egg intake should be part of a personalized discussion. But even in these cases, moderate egg consumption has not been proven harmful. In fact, a 2020 meta-analysis from Diabetes and Metabolism Journal found no significant increase in cardiovascular risk in people with type 2 diabetes who consumed eggs up to 7 per week. The key word is balance and context. Eggs are not magic, but they're also not the enemy. Let's bust one more myth: the yolk. Perhaps the greatest nutritional injustice of the last 50 years is what we did to the egg yolk. Throw it away, they said. That's where the cholesterol is. Yes, the cholesterol is there, but so are vitamins A, D, E, K. All the omega-3 fats, most of the antioxidants, almost all of the choline. If you eat just the whites, you're getting protein, but you're missing the very nutrients that make eggs truly special. For older adults, those nutrients aren't just nice to have, they're essential. Choline supports memory and may help delay the onset of dementia. Vitamin D helps with bone density and reducing fall risk. Lutein and zeaxanthin support night vision, which tends to decline with age. Throwing away the yolk is like drinking orange juice and throwing out the vitamin C. How should you eat eggs? Like I said earlier, context is everything. If you're eating an egg alongside whole grain toast, sliced avocado, fresh spinach, a cup of green tea, that's a heart-healthy, brain-nourishing, blood sugar-friendly meal. But if you're pairing eggs with white toast drowned in margarine, processed sausage links, sugary coffee drink, then the egg is not the problem. It's the environment you've put it in. I often recommend boiled, poached, or lightly pan-fried eggs in olive oil. Add veggies, add fiber, add color to the plate. And if you can, choose pasture-raised or omega-3 enriched eggs. The hens that lay them are typically fed better, and the nutrient profile of the eggs improves accordingly. More omega-3s, better vitamin content. What we gain when we stop fearing eggs. When we let go of irrational fear, we open the door to smarter choices. Imagine this. You start your day not with sugary cereal, but with 2 soft-boiled eggs, some sautéed greens, and a slice of avocado. You feel full longer. Your blood sugar stays steady. You don't crash at 10:30 a.m. or crave a muffin. You're focused, alert, and energized. You didn't need supplements. You didn't need some fancy superfood powder. You just needed a simple, whole food that's been misunderstood for too long. If you've made it this far, I want to thank you, not just for reading, but for being open to new understanding. The fear of eggs, especially among people over 50, has been rooted in outdated science. But we live in a new era of better data, more clarity, and more freedom in how we nourish ourselves. Here's what I want you to take away. Eggs are not your enemy. For most healthy individuals, 1 egg a day is not only safe, it's beneficial. The real enemies are inactivity, processed foods, sugary drinks, and chronic stress. Eggs, when prepared simply boiled, poached, or cooked with a little healthy fat, can be a powerful ally in your health journey. Don't fear the yolk. That's where nature concentrated the nutrients. And most importantly, listen to your body and don't let outdated beliefs dictate your plate. I often tell my patients, don't live in fear of food. Live in respect of it. Know what it gives you, how it makes you feel, and know that sometimes the simplest foods, like a humble egg, can be the wisest choice. So tomorrow morning when you're standing in front of your kitchen counter, egg in hand, I hope you smile because now you know the truth. And truth, my friend, is the most powerful nutrient of all.